Hi guys, it's Teresa. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about all the book series I completed in 2019. Unfortunately, it wasn't a great year for series for me. Like, I started a few, but honestly, completing them wasn't my strong suit this year. I left so many series just hanging up in the air, and you can watch that in my series that I need to continue in 2020 video. Like, there's so many that I started this year, and I was just like, oh well, I'm gonna continue them eventually, and then I just didn't. But I did end up completing 5 series, and I want to talk about them today. The first series actually went start to finish this year, and that was The Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. I'm so glad to have finally read these because I honestly wasn't expecting to like them all that much. They just seemed like generic YA fantasy, magical realism to me, like just from hearing the synopsis. And the author has also written like the Shiver series, which I loved at the time of reading it, but also at the time I wasn't the most critical reader. I liked Hush Hush, so I wasn't exactly what you would call a trusted source on what a good book is. But anyway, I read them. And I really enjoyed them. The Dream Faves was my least favorite because Ronan is not my favorite at all. Other than that, I liked them. I think there's definitely a lack of plot, which can get frustrating at times, but the characters make up for it. I love the friendship group. I actually have a whole video. I forgot about that. I have a whole video where I talk about these books, if they're worth the hype, if they're worth checking out. So I'll link that in the cards if you've missed it. I missed it. I forgot I even made it. But I like these books, definitely recommend them still at any age. Honestly, I think you can enjoy them at any age. This is a perfect example of YA that can be read whenever because everybody can get like a different thing out of it. So yes, Teresa's thumb of approval. The next series is only a duology, but I did read one of those books and complete the series, so that counts. And that is The Girl with All the Gifts duology. It consists of The Girl with All the Gifts and then this book, The Boy on the Bridge, which is a prequel. So it's not even the real series, but I'm grasping at straws here, guys. I finished so few series. I have to put something in this video. This is obviously about like a zombie apocalypse, and I really enjoyed the first book. It was even made into a movie that's also quite good, so recommend both of those things. The prequel was kind of disappointing. It seemed very much like pandering, and also we spent so much time following the characters, like figuring things out that we already knew, because guess what? We know the future. We read the book, so it doesn't really work. Like, if you're gonna do a prequel, you're gonna have to introduce new information and not just have us like wait and wait and wait until the characters finally figure out what's going on. And then also at the end, it jumps ahead to after the events of the first book, and like, it's just so pandering and fan servicey and not the kind of ending that anyone would want unless you're like really desperate. I don't know. I just don't think that this needed to be a series, to be honest. I think this book shouldn't actually have been written. It's written well because M.R. Carey, I think, is a good writer, but other than that, would give this one a pass, honestly, or just read the first one. Like, you don't learn anything new in this book, or at least not much, nothing worth of note. So yeah, just treat it like it's a standalone, I think. The next series I finally completed is The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer, because I finally read Winter. This was on my project TBR for the year because I bought it like forever ago, and then it just sat on my shelves, and I was like never wanting to read it because it's The Lunar Chronicles, and I've been out of that phase for a significant amount of time. I gave it like 3 stars, I think, because it's not bad. I think there's so many worse things out there. Like, it's kind of one of these books that I would say is pretty wholesome, not problematic, not badly written, not like raising all the alarm bells, not the kind of book that you would make a rant video about, because it's just not that bad, but it's also not that good. Like, it's just very forgettable. I think the premise is good, but other than that, it's nothing special. Like, it's literally every other YA book. I am glad I finished it to finally have this book off of my TBR, but also I don't think this is something I'd recommend at this point to anyone. Second to last, I have the Strange to Dreamer duology by Laini Taylor, consisting obviously of Strange to Dreamer and To Muse of Nightmares. I read both of these books this year, but the first one was a reread, and I was really disappointed with the second one. I'm not sure how to say this. Like, I guess you could also treat this book like a standalone and only read the first one, because I think it's actually really good. It's very well written if you like Laini Taylor's writing style, and I like just the development of everything, of the characters, of the plot. I love the discovery about what the city, like what happened to the city of Weep. I just love everything about the first book. I think it's great. I think the second book is obnoxious. I also have a video on this one. It was one of the most disappointing books I think I've ever read. Also, I'm gonna put these down because my arm is starting to hurt. But it was one of the most disappointing books I've ever read. I don't think it should exist, at least not in its current form. The romance in this is just cringy and obnoxious and like way too much. And there's some developments that basically erase all the stakes forever. Nothing matters. Nothing is ever like having any negative consequences. And that's the worst thing that you could do to a book as an author. It kills everything it could have been. I think you can read the first book as it by itself and just like accept the ending as it is. Because it's honestly better to accept the ending as it is than to continue reading. So that would be my recommendation. But I do enjoy the first one. I think the first one is definitely great, but like Muse of Nightmares is like, oh no. And then finally, I also finished the Fog of the Air series by Holly Black. I didn't think I was gonna complete this ever because we all know what I felt about The Cruel Prince. But actually, The Wicked King and The Queen of Nothing were really surprising to me. I had a fun time. I didn't take them too seriously. And I just enjoyed myself. I think it's a fun, lighthearted, easy to read series that doesn't make you think too much. And it's just a fun, enjoyable experience all around. I do recommend it if you can get through the first one because that was really bad. But other than that, not that bad, and I'm glad I continued it. And that's it for all the series I completed in 2019. I know it's a measly amount, but here we are. I'm gonna try to make a better effort of completing series in 2020 because it's really sad. Like I keep starting them and not finishing them. So frustrating. Like I never get to see the ending of a story. That's so sad if you think about it. Anyway, let me know in the comments below which series you completed in 2019 or which you want to desperately continue in 2020, and I hope to see you back very soon with another video. In the meantime, like, subscribe, watch more videos that are on the screen right now, and I hope to see you back very soon. I already said that. Have a lovely week. Bye.